right, welcome back. I'm going to treat myself. It's my birthday today for a quick game of crazy sharp practice. We're just going to follow on from the last battle where the Confederacy won at the Battle of Rich Mountain. And now the Union's kind of retreated back towards Beaumont, and this is just going to be a kind of a experimental version of a very large game of sharp practice with the Confederates, moving back and probing in towards the outskirts of Beaumont to see if they can continually or continue to drive McClellan's forces out of the great state of Virginia. So hold on to your butts. It should be pretty simple across the board stuff. Union will be on this side over here. Confederates will be over here. You can come in on either side you want to. The Union is going to start with this is an alternate force morale scoring table, so don't get freaked out. They're going to have 19, and the Confederates will start at 20. And basically, it's just going to be a force morale, drive your opponent from the field kind of game here. Completely fictional battle, but it should be fun. Using a full deck of cards. Only cards that aren't getting used are the 10 of diamonds and the 10 of clubs, I think. Everything else is going to be used. The face cards will be the flags. There'll be two Tempest Fugit cards, so they're both jokers. Will end the turn. Sorry, I was kind of going back and forth between infamy, and sharp practice terminology here, so forgive me for that. No real big terrain here. Going to be an open battle with sparse trees, snake rail fence down the center, road, hills on both sides, small town on that far end. I guess this would be, I'm trying to think in my head. This will be looking west. So, boom. And that'll be it. Tiffin's the sharp practice end of the turn. It'll be there's two of them in there. I'm using both jokers, so it should be crazy enough anyway with as many cards as we have in the deck. There's the template basically of all the different units. So 12 infantry regiments for both sides, 1 cavalry regiment, 2 artillery batteries for both, and then for senior leaders you're basically going to have 3 senior leaders for both, and then a ranking senior leader for each, and there'll just be an unknown colonel in charge of each of the carded units here. Instead of groups of 8, there's going to be 2 groups of 12 for each squadron, or each regiment, excuse me. And then the guns, I think, are 5 each or 6 each. I got to count the guys on the stands. We'll just mark them as casualties with dice, and they'll get blown away if possible. All right, this should be absolutely insane. Very high body count, and should be a good time had by all. I am definitely going to be a little rusty. I haven't played a game in sharp practice I don't know if I played one this year, to tell you the truth. So that's a big mistake by me. So sorry about that. But looking forward to it. It's one of my favorites. Fantastic system. If you never played it, it's by the Too Fat Lardies. And this is not the way you play it normally. It's a skirmish game. This is going to be just a suggestion from a friend of the channel that said, give this a shot. So this could be a complete nightmare. I've not play tested this at all, or it could be fantastic. So lots of dice will be thrown. It should be pretty fun. Quick correction before we get started. I'm going to use groups of 8. So most of the infantry regiments, all the infantry regiments have 24 guys. So 3 groups of 8. So that'll be a lot easier. Sorry about that. All right, so once again, we're playing sharp practice. Here's our force morale. Looking down the road. All right, baby. And deck of cards. See the first one. Remember, face cards are flags. All right. I'm going to go over here. 8 of hearts for That's going to be Confederate, of course. Uh-oh, look out, we're wargaming. The 13th Tennessee comes onto the battlefield. No one else is in sight. So they come on 6 inches as a line unit, and they get an extra 6 inches because nobody can see them. It's kind of like if the bear poops in the wood kind of thing. All right, so that's it. It's kind of an empty battlefield, but we do have a Confederate Union has walked onto the battlefield. All right, next card. Oh, the Union counter, 9 clubs. This is going to get really filled really quick. I Company, 4th U.S. Artillery Battery, with their rifled artillery, deploys in contact with the deployment point, which is the side of the table. They are out of range of the boys from Tennessee, who are very thrilled by this fact. See what the next card is. All right, more Union stuff. 6 of clubs. The 10th Indiana marches on to the battlefield to the left of the artillery company that is deployed. Gonna face off with the Tennessee boys. All right, next card. Oh, there we go. And it works. It worked decently. That is the end of the turn. I'll just review it, even though it's not much of a turn to review. 13th Tennessee, first to for the Confederates to reach the battlefield as they march on. Somehow the Union was able to have a artillery battery deploy pretty quickly, so they are onto the battlefield. And then an infantry unit from Indiana, the 10th Indiana, terrible cinematography there, they also come onto the battlefield. So shuffle the deck, get on the next turn. Gotta love sharp practice, baby. All right, time to wheel and deal. Uh-oh, that's a big commander, I'm pretty sure. Let's get this started. Confederacy, bringing in a big dog. When any of the 3 major commanders come in, or is there 4? 4 for each side. They can pick which regiment they want to come in with. And Pegram, getting the first choice, showing up with the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion, with the Wheats Tigers, with the Pirates of Penzance outfit. All right, here they come. Oh, more Confederate stuff. Somehow with all those units, the 13th Tennessee comes up again. They're going to use both their movements to move forward 2d6. All right, they move forward 5 inches. Nothing too exciting. Just creeping closer to the artillery. Oh, we're on a roll here. 9 of diamonds. B Company of Lee's artillery battery comes on in next to the Wheats Tigers. Now the Confederates have rifled artillery on the field as well. So it won't be too long till the rockets red blare or glare. Sorry about that. All right. Oh, it could be Big Daddy. General McClellan leads the 3rd Ohio Infantry Regiment onto the field next to those other boys that are already deployed for the Union. Going right down the gut against the Johnny Reb. All right, McClellan is here. Highest ranking officer. 2 of diamonds. That's another big one for the Confederates. On the north end of the battlefield, General Magruder comes on with the 3rd Virginian Marines, taking up a position on the outskirts of that little built-up area. All right. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it sounds like a good idea at the time. All right, next card, baby. More Confederate stuff. 6 of diamonds. Down on the south end of the battlefield, the 20th Virginia infantry comes on in. Confederates starting to arrive on the battlefield. Union needs to get moving here. All right. I had a really rough week. It was just busy as heck. And this is like therapy beyond therapy for me. I love it, man. I hope this is good for you guys too. All right, let's get back to the action. All right, work. Come on, Union, where you at? 4 of diamonds. The 37th Virginia marches onto the battlefield to the left of the 3rd Virginia. Pegram looks over and gives him a thumbs up. Oh, nothing's better than that, baby. A little approval from the man. Oh,
just keeps getting worse for the Union. They might as well pack their tents up, head back to Ohio and Indiana. General Lee shows up in the center of the battlefield to the left of General Pegram with the 11th Virginia, moving in behind the 13th Tennessee to give them support. Oh, it's in trouble. The Union's got to get something out here. General Lee's ready to take it to the house. That's looking like an absolute horrible turn so far, and it just keeps getting worse. Charlie Company of Lee's Artillery Brigade shows up on the battlefield. They're on this hill down at the south side, looking to blast across and do enfilading fire across the battlefield with their 12-pound Napoleons. Oh, I'm just curious if there's any black cards in the deck. It's not looking good. There we go. Yay! 3 of spades. Oh, even a bigger bummer. That's the colonel of the 3rd Ohio, who came in with McClellan. He has no shock, so he's just going to sit there and wonder where his reinforcements are. They keep looking over their shoulder. Oh, that's a red flag. 8 of spades. Okay, the ace of spades. All right, here we go. The 9th Indiana marches onto the battlefield to the left of McClellan. They're giving the Union now 3 infantry regiments. I think the Confederates, well, I don't know how many they got. They've got a lot. It's somewhere in the 6 to 9 range. All right, McClellan's got something to work with at least. He can try to do something. Oh, and that is the tipping end of the turn. Everything the Confederates have on the board has already moved this turn, so they can't use their 1 flag after the tiffin. Union doesn't have anything. So that'll end this turn. We'll go on to the next one. Just for a quick fly around the battlefield, starting on the south side, see the Confederates deploying for the Battle of Beaumont in force. Actually looking kind of decent. They're almost across the entire line of the battlefield. Definitely have room for more regiments to get on the battlefield, but they're showing up. Union struggling in the rear. McClellan got out there quick and probably should have stayed in the rear and got these troops deployed better. Schlieff and Rosecrans back there in a fist fight at the intersection behind the battlefield. All right, let's pull some cards. Starting off with the Confederates again with a 5 of hearts. At the far end of the battlefield, to the right of General Pegram, comes the Tar Heels, 1st North Carolina, steps onto the battlefield. Kind of moving in towards the village to try to secure that. No Union in sight. That's a flag, red flag. Ooh, I think that's Big Daddy, isn't it? All right, General Pegram is going to use one of his command to get these guys to move forward, and he'll do the same thing with is in 9 inches. He'll get this artillery battery from B Company to also move forward. All right, the Louisiana Special Battalion will move forward 2d6, and then B Company will move forward. They'll roll 2d6 but take the lower of the 2 dice. Wheat's Tigers fly forward 12 inches. They're doing awesome. Let's see how the artillery does. And looking down the line and get a good look at their artillery. Got up to the edge of the hill there. They'll be able to fire over the top for the remainder of the battle until they get blown to pieces, of course. All right, next card, baby. Oh, it's just not fair, baby. 9 of hearts. 14th Virginia Cavalry comes in at the canter on the south side of the battlefield, looking to outflank McClellan's small force that has arrived so far to the Battle of Beaumont. Oh, 2nd flag. It's all red. I might be colorblind. 8 of hearts. That's the 13th Tennessee. It's the only card that's come up in every turn so far. They'll move forward 2d6. 13th Tennessee screams towards the snake rail fence, looking to
establish superior position against the Union so they can't come off of that hill without getting smoked. Let's see if it's a good move or a bad move. A lot of these guys are getting into range now. Mini balls fired through a rifled musket are 48 inches. A lot of these cannons are all 60 inches, so some of these guys are going to be reaching out and touch people pretty quickly.
All right, Union not sitting still this time, not at clubs.
I Company is going to present and fire, and they'll be double unloaded as they fire their first blasts into that Tennessee unit that's getting aggressive. I know there's 2 guns here, but it's count them as 1. Otherwise it would be 32 dice, which is kind of insane. So 16 shots. Got to measure the range. They'll get a +1 for presented, and they'll get a +1 for first fire.
All right, 16 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s.
All right, 13 hits split over 3 groups in the open, heavy artillery. That's 3 groups on the left, 3 hits on the, or 4 on the left, 4 on the right, 5 in the center.
All right, 2 shock on the group on the right, 2 shock on the center group. They lose a guy. 1 in 6 chance. It's the leader. He's a level 2 leader. And then on the group on the left, they take 3 shock. Each group has 8 men.
All right, it's not the regimental colonel, so one of their men gets his head blown right off his shoulders by the cannonball. Everybody else is just psychologically damaged. Okay, our first blood at the Battle of Beaumont.
Union keeping the momentum going with the 3 of spades. It's the colonel of the 3rd Ohio under the command of McClellan. He can't do anything. No shock to pull. He's chilling. 5 of clubs. The 19th Ohio marches on to the battlefield. More Buckeyes, baby. I love it. And they come on to the right of the I Company, 4th U.S. Artillery, kind of extending the lines for the Union. All right, here we go. More Union troops. That's great.
General McClellan is thrilled to see one of his subordinates finally arrive on the battlefield, as General Rosecrans arrives at the command of the 8th Indiana, a Zouave Light Infantry regiment. Yes, baby. Trying to extend his lines to the left as well. So good things happening for the Union Army.
All right, 2 of hearts. I think it's a big one for the Confederates.
Lee is packing the center as General Garnett moves onto the battlefield, leading the boys from the 1st Georgia. Gonna go for Operation Destruction of Army Group Center here. Doesn't even make sense, but that's the plan.
Oh, sorry, 2 cards at once. 7 of spades.
Oh, now we're cooking with gas as the 6th Indiana comes on to basically cover the rest of the Union line to the north. And now we're getting a good... McClellan's blood pressure is going down a little bit as he's getting a good force across the entire length of the battlefield. Still a little weak on the south, but I've got all my dice and books down there, so I got to figure out somewhere else to go once McClellan occupies that real estate down there.
Oh, blue flag. 4 of hearts.
That's the 3rd Virginia. They're under the command of General Magruder, so they have no shock to pull. They're just gonna sit there.
And the tipping pops up again. It doesn't feel early in the turn, but the deck is so immense. It's actually, I'm kind of glad I got 2 of these. Otherwise, it could get pretty ridiculous. So far, I think it's working out. All right, we have Confederates have 2 flags. Union has 1. I'm pretty sure the Confederates have guys that haven't moved yet. We're going to go ahead and rock it out.
So using their first flag, 11th Virginia going to move forward 2d6, and Lee's just going to trot along with them. They advance up. Going to try to support the Tennessee boys who just got rocked by cannonballs. Got to show them that they got support to keep that back strong. Union going to move forward one of their regiments. 10th Indiana is going to move forward 2d6 to try to oppose these boys coming forward towards their lines. Those boys from the Hoosier State move forward, and it's nice seeing the Union getting off the start line, going out to meet Johnny Reb. It's going to be a good fight. And for the final flag for the Confederacy, they're going to move the 37th Virginia. It's going to move forward 2d6. And they march forward 7 inches. Okay, let's do it around the world, and then we'll shuffle the deck and get back to the next turn. And excuse the cards being out. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't move anybody twice in the turn. I'm trying to follow the rules. All right, Confederate, starting on the south corner here. Confederate cavalry's cantered onto the battlefield. 20th Virginia right next to them. Confederate artillery facing that direction can fire inflating fire across the battlefield, hopefully. Confederates making a great push in the center here, with most of the high-ranking Confederate officers on the battlefield taking direct command of this area. First casualties of the battle, 13th Tennessee losing a man in the center group, taking some shock across their lines. The other artillery battery of the Confederates want to get into close range, so they moved up a little, or effective range. They moved up to the edge of that field right there. That'll also allow some other stuff to hopefully deploy, and they'll be able to shoot right over that. And then you've got Confederate stuff all across the battlefield here. Moving forward, you look down the lines, looking beautiful. Union's starting to arrive in force now. Far left with the 6th Indiana. Moving down the line, we've got a 2nd Union officer arriving in the form of General Rosecrans, leading a Union Zouave regiment from Indiana. More Indiana boys. And then we get into the General McClellan holding the center with the Iron Brigade. And then finally getting off the start line, General Rosecrans and the sorry, not General Rosecrans, it's in his was in his command in some of the other battles. The 10th Indiana moving forward, stepping off the line. 4th U.S. Artillery kicked off the battle with a pretty good shot, smoking some Confederates over there. And then so far the right flank of the Union line with the 19th Ohio down here. Definitely got to get more Union going that way, which will force me to clean up where I'm playing, but we'll get it figured out. All right, shuffle the deck, get back to it. I love sharp practice, baby. And this is kind of just ridiculous how big it is, but I'm glad someone pointed this idea out to me. All right, next card. Ooh, coming out. Oh, that's the Union, my fault. 5 of clubs. The 19th Ohio is on the board. They're going to go move forward and get sitting gun range here, baby. All right, they move forward 10 inches, slightly pivoting to the left a little bit. Getting ready to start laying down some love. All right. Oh yeah, 2 of clubs. Well, it's not very convenient for me, but General Schleich comes in leading the 6th Ohio, which is a Marine infantry unit. Yeah. And they, way down the south side, just kind of covering this right because there's a lot of Confederate units straight ahead. So with the woods, nobody could see him, so he came in 12 inches deep. Ooh, I think it's big. That might be General Lee, Ace of Hearts. All right, General Lee is a level 4 leader. He's going to use his first command to order these guys 2 forward to close the distance with these gentlemen from Tennessee. Now, with him being right there, he's going to use command number 2 and 3 to pull 1 shock off 2 of the groups in that formation. That lowers the 13th Tennessee to 2, 1, and 2. And then his final command, he's going to order them to present and fire. 22 shots at long range, first fire, presented, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s against that Union infantry unit up there on the hill. 11 hits in the open, splitting up over the 3 groups from the 10th Indiana. Alright, they killed 2 of those guys in the center group and put 6 points of shock in spread across the formation. 1 in 6 chance that the leader is hit. So it just drops down to 1 casualty. The regimental colonel is shot. Oh gosh. Let's see how bad that colonel gets it. He is knocked out. All right, we got a bad thing for a level 2 leader wounded for the Union. All right, they dropped 2 points to 17. Oh, Robert E. Lee making an impact already. 7 clubs. 7th Indiana comes in, joining the center of the battlefield, trying to reinforce the 10th Indiana. Just got kind of whopped a little bit. Their commander passing out. It's adding some more defenses into the front center of the line here. All right, 4 of Hearts. 3rd Virginia is under Magruder's command. The Marines have no shock, so they'll just wait for Magruder's card. All right, got a red flag. Oh, that's a big one. Ace of clubs. General Morris comes in with the 7th Ohio Light Infantry for, back down here on the south side of the battlefield. Came in 12 inches because of the woods, but that's as far as they could get before they had been spotted. Oh, Confederates starting to get some troops on. 6-8, 6 of Hearts. 21st Virginia deploys onto the battlefield down here at the south side, kind of connecting the 2 flanks together again. Filling that void. Oops, sorry, wrong card. 6 of diamonds. That's the 20th Virginia. They're going to move forward 2d6. They move forward 7 inches towards the tree line. I saw the card that was coming up was the Ace of diamonds. Oh, it's General Pegram. All right, let's do some cool stuff. He's going to order both these formations to move forward 2d6. Pegram orders the 3rd Virginia and the 1st North Carolina to move towards the outside of town. All right. 10 of spades. That is the 2nd Union artillery batteries. They form a grand battery in the center. They're going to try to destroy Lee as he comes across for Pickett's charge. 5 of spades. Union no good this turn. That's the 17th Ohio. They just came in with Morris this turn. I forgot their first fire token, so I'll grab that. They can have nothing to do. 9 of Hearts. That's the 14th Virginia Cavalry. They're going to move forward at a canter. They adopt the narrower frontage so they can get by without stomping on my status board, morale status board's card, so they move forward 14 inches. That's the 2nd flag. 3rd flag. Oh, hang on. I'm going to use those 3 cards to activate General Pegram. He is going to let me check the range here, but he's going to activate the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion to do something cool, and he's going to order this artillery to present and fire at the same unit that got trounced earlier. All right, these boys are 44 inches away from them. They're going to present and fire at long range, so it'll be 4, 5s, and 6s from the whole shabil shebangy bang. These guns are also going to present and fire at the same target, which is going to be effective range, and this should be horrific. 1st Louisiana Special Battalion, 24 shots. General Pegram's there for 3 extra, so 27 shots, needing 4, 5s, and 6s. 13 shots in the open, split between the 3 groups. So they take 7 more shock and 3 more dead. No leader chances for being hit on that one. For a group on the left's got 5 shock, group in the center's got 4 shock, group on the right's got 4 shock, and here comes the artillery. Presented artillery blast at effective range. First fire, yuck. 16 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Artillery will blast through into this group back here, so it's spread over 6 groups. That was horrible. It causes 5 shocked, 5 dead. Group's got 1 dead, 1 shock. They're up to 5 shock with 7 guys. They're at 6 shock with 5 guys. They're going to be falling back. And they are 6 shock with 6 guys. I just got to make sure. I'm not sure if they fall back or not. All right, they're forced to withdraw 1 inch there because they have 1 excess shock point. Formation's still kind of together. I think it has to be more than 2 inches, but they will get a bad thing for group withdrawals. 10th Indiana is the focal point of Lee's animosity right now, as they're getting hammered by 2 different infantry regiments and 1 artillery battery. 6 of spades, excuse me. That's the 8th Indiana. They are under the command of General Rosecrans, so they'll do nothing. 5 of hearts. So, 1st North Carolina, they've already been ordered to move this turn, so they're going to do nothing. 8 of spades. That's the 9th Indiana. They're going to advance 2d6, try to get in this battle. They advance forward 8 inches. All right. 9 of clubs. I'm going to start moving these up. Union's doing good this turn. That's I Company. They're going to spend both their things to reload. Union flag. 3 of hearts. 9th Virginia comes onto the battlefield a little bit right of center, looking to keep pushing the Confederate advance. 2nd black flag. 3rd black flag. They're going to do something. All right, McClellan, level 4 leader, going to order his guys to move forward 2, kind of veer a little bit to the right. McClellan uses his last 3 commands to pull 1 shock off each one of those groups there, trying to pull the 10th Indiana back into the battle as quick as he can. Good use of 3 flags, in my opinion. And Tiffin, one of the Tiffins. All right, no flags available. That'll end the turn. All right, so we go around the battlefield. You got the Virginia cavalry moving up the left. 20th Virginia marching ahead. Artillery waiting for targets. Confederates here moving across the line. You had some good shooting here by the 13th Tennessee, the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion, and B Company of the Confederate Artillery. That's really good. Garnett sitting in reserve right now behind Pegram and Lee. And then we've filled in nicely here with the Confederates, and General Magruder doing a good job advancing on the right against the Union. Over here, Union's starting to arrive on the battlefield, so that's great. 6th Indiana, and then you've got General Rosecrans over here with the 8th Indiana. 9th Indiana is being able to move forward. General McClellan's moved up to 3rd Ohio, trying to support what's left of the 10th Indiana, who's been getting hosed. 7th Indiana hoping to back them up. Artillery's come in on both sides here. They've got the Grand Battery here in the center. The I Company is reloaded. 19th Ohio coming out of the woods, backed up by General Morris in the 17th Ohio. And then on the far end down there with all my housekeeping stuff is I think the 6th Ohio. So not looking too bad. Looking very rock solid. Force morale is 17 to 20. Still plenty of gaming to do. And it's crazy how far these muskets can fire, though. So that's cool. That's all right. And these guys will keep closing each other. Hopefully get some hand-to-hand at some point. All right, here we go, baby. Oh, starting off big. I think that's Robert E. Lee. All right, Robert's going to have these guys reload and present, and then he's going to move his gentleman a little bit around. He also had 2 commands left over to pull 1 shock off each of the groups. So all 3 groups in that formation are down to 1 shock. And now here comes the move of the 11th Virginia. He did a little oblique kind of wheelie action and ended up on the left side of the 13th Tennessee. All right, 8 of clubs. The 13th Indiana rolls onto the battlefield. Union's starting to show their full weight now as they start arriving, starting to catch up. 6 of clubs. All right, 10th Indiana gets their number called. Their leader's going to try to wake up on a 5 or a 6. All right, baby, he wakes up. Nothing to do this turn, but at least he's back in the fight. 6 of hearts. I'll start moving these around a little bit so I can got room. Hopefully get a long turn. 21st Virginia going to advance forward, try to connect with Robert E. Lee. Monster move by those gentlemen, moving up, looking good. Confederates definitely being a bit more aggressive than the Union, but we'll see. Still early in this game. Oh, that's a big one for the Union. That's Rosecrans on the Union left. He's even in range to command the 8th Indiana, his own unit, and the 6th Indiana. I can order them both forward, try to get to that stone wall. Not the most aggressive moves down there, but Rosecrans's regiment moves forward 6. The unit to his left goes forward 4. They're getting there. Oh yeah, 3 of clubs. That's the 6th Ohio. They're under the command of Schleich, so they're not going to go anywhere right now. No shock to pull either. 5 of clubs. Union doing strong in this turn. Oh, that's the 19th Ohio. They've moved nicely. They got their first fire. They're going to present and fire and be unloaded and try to take out Robert E. Lee and end the war as quick as possible. Be 25 shots. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s because of their presented, and it's their first fire. Thanks to Lee pulling up next to that Tennessee unit. This is going to be spread across 6 groups, this volley. Only got 11 hits, kind of underperformed. That's all right. So here come the hits. Ended up causing 5 shock, 1 dead, no chance to hit any of the leaders. So, okay. So Lee's got 2 shock on his center group, 1 dead on his far right group on his light infantry. And then we got 3, 1, 2 on the 13th Tennessee. All right, next card. Oh, it's just Union up the yin-yang, 7 of clubs. 7th Indiana's going to try to move past the kind of broken up a little bit 10th Indiana, and this guy's going to use his 1 command to pull the shock he had. He has 1 for move. All right, they move in front of the 10th Indiana, at least shielding them, giving them a chance to get their act back together again. That's good. What a good friend. Uh-oh, 3 of diamonds. That's the 11th Virginia under what's already under command of Robert E. Lee. The regimental colonel does pull the 2 shock they had, so they got nothing left. 6 of diamonds. 20th Virginia's out here on the left flank. They're going to advance forward 2 moves. They advance towards the edge of the woods. Looking good, baby. All right. More Confederate stuff. 8 of diamonds. That's the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion under the command of Pegram, so they got to sit there. No shock. 4 of spades for the Union. That's the 14th Indiana's now marched onto the battlefield a little left of the Union center. The Union is quietly, but has caught up with us. Both forces have 11 infantry regiments on the field. They both have 2 artillery batteries. The Union cavalry has not arrived yet, but both also have 1 infantry regiment off the board, as well as Union cavalry. Oh, that's a big one. That could be you know who. I thought that was McClellan, but it was Morris. This unit is going to move through the trees and take the lower of, I think they take the higher of the 1d6. He gets, Morris gets his Zouave unit through those trees. They get on line with the other Union regiments there. Try to look down the line. Oh, that started to look pretty good. Okay. Let's do the next card. 2 of diamonds. Magruder's gonna order his guys up to the wall. He might actually, yeah. And if, yeah, that's what he's gonna do. And then next turn they'll pass over the wall. General Magruder gets the 3rd Virginia, the Confederate Marines, and the 1st North Carolina up against that stone wall. Getting ready to start swapping mini balls. I think that's that Rosecrans over there. I can't remember. These guys are going to smoke each other at some point here real soon. Uh-oh. Pegram's going to do his thing. He's going to order the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion to fire straight ahead at that new Union regiment that's stepped up. They'll present, fire, and be unloaded again. And then he'll, with his 2nd command or another command, he'll give these guys to reload, double reload. So we get 27 shots presented at long range, hitting on 5s and 6s. 10 hits in the open on the 7th Indiana, 3 on each outside group and 4 in the center. 7 shock and a kill on the Scottish regiment from Indiana. That guy's got some bagpipes. I love it. He's kind of kit bashed from Highland Battalion from Vitrix. Took his bagpipes and threw them on somebody just for fun. I heard there was some bagpipes in the Civil War, so it had to be done. All right, 4 shock in the center, 3 shock on the outside, and all 3 groups have 1 dude dead. Union flag. That's McClellan. McClellan's unit, the 3rd Ohio, fires and is presents and fires and is unloaded. And McClellan uses his other 3 to pull shock, 3 shock off this 10th Indiana, still trying to get back together again. They're down to 4, 4, and 3. 28 shots, long range, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. 10 hits on Wheat's Tigers, 3 on each outside group, 4 in the center. 1 in 6 chance one of the leaders is hit in the center. Leaders are not hit. Far left group's got 1 dead, 2 shock. This center group's got 2 dead and 2 shock, and the far right group's got nothing. General Pegram living large. Ooh. It's a rebel flag. 2 of clubs. That's a big boy. It's General Slee. She's going to march out of my dice pile. Move the Marines forward to 6th Ohio. 2d6. They move up to the edge of the wood. All right. They're waiting for cavalry support. Ooh, 5 of spades. 17th Ohio, it's Rosecrans's Zouaves. They have already moved. They have no shock. They're chilling. It's going to be fun trying to figure out who hasn't moved yet. I'm like, what is going on? 4 of hearts. That's the 3rd Virginia Confederate Marine Corps underneath, who's that? Magruder. So they have no shock. They're going to relax. All right, who's next? Oh, the Union's rocking. That time it's the 7 of spades. It's the 6th Indiana on the Union far left. They've already been ordered to move this turn by General Rosecrans. There's a Confederate flag. 9 of diamonds. I think we're starting to get into artillery and cavalry now. Oh, that's B Company. They've already reloaded this turn, so they can't do anything this turn.
Well, 4 of diamonds action.
But that's the 37th Virginia. They're going to push their luck and try to move forward instead of firing. They are now the tip of the spear as they are out front, right near the snake rail fence on the main road. All right, heading out of Beaumont. Looking good. Union flag.
7 of diamonds.
It's the 11 Tennessee arriving late to the battle. They were drinking some of that Tennessee shine. All right, they are behind General Lee, forming up the second line. What's his name? Garnett needs to get going.
9 of clubs.
I Company's going to unload straight ahead into Lee and the unit next to him. Try to stop him cold. First fire, presented, double unloaded. 16 shots, effective range. 8 hits in the open, spread over those 6 groups. A 1 in 6 chance of hitting a leader over there. No leader hit. 1 shocker on the far left. 2 dead in the center. And then shock and shock added to those guys. Ooh. 3, baby. I'm going to let it ride. Hopefully I can get a 4th and get the extra move. And there it is. All right, reactivating Lee. Oh, yeah, baby. 1 to shoot that side, 1 to shoot this side, and then he's going to 2 shock to pull. Lee's 11th Virginia are going to present and fire and be unloaded. They're going to fire up there. Those trees are going to block, so just going to hit that 1 unit there. And then these guys are already presented, so they're going to fire and reload for the 13th Tennessee. And they're going to fire straight ahead up the hill at those guys. All right, Lee's boys. First fire, presented, long range at those gentlemen right there. Looks like they'll lose 3 shots of the 24. So they go down to 21. They get 3 more for Lee. So back to 24 shots. They'll be hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. All right, 10 hits in the open, hitting that, so it's 3 on each outside group and 4 in the center. 19th Ohio takes 6 shock, 3 on the outside, 2 in the center, 1 on the left. Their volley is going to go right into the 7th Indiana. 21 shots, hitting on 5s and 6s. Overperforming with 10 hits on the 7th Indiana. All right, who's next? 10 of hearts. More. That's got to be more artillery. C Company from Lee's battery. Going to unload 16 shots at long range. I'll check the range on those same regiment just got hit. Oh no. These shots will go through into the next, those guys behind them. They're just on the road to recovery. 59 inches away, which is 1 inch inside of effective range before it goes to long. Presented first fire, leaving them double unloaded, hitting on anything but 1s and 2s. It's 12 hits, 2 per group, spread across 6 groups. Both the 7th and the 10th Indiana are hurting. We got 2 shock, 7 shock, 7 shock. Both of those groups are 1 away from breaking or falling back, or withdrawing is the correct word. 4 shock, they're 1 away from falling back. And 6 shock, they're 1 away from falling back. So that did some damage. Oh, I forgot, they did spend all 4 of their flags there. 7 of hearts, more Confederate stuff. 7th Tennessee marches onto the battlefield. That was the last Confederate regiment. The Confederates are completely deployed now at the Battle of Beaumont. Union's still missing an infantry regiment and it's a Confederate flag, 4 of clubs, and a cavalry squadron. The last Union regiment arrives on the battlefield, the 15th Tennessee. They take their place in the center. Trying to, yeah, it's just gonna, that's where it's gonna be a huge brawl if they can get movement.
3 of spades. I think that's a big one.
That's McClellan's boys. They've already shot, so they have no shock. They're gonna chill.
Uh-oh. 2 of hearts.
Holy cow, it's finally Garnett. He's gonna move out. Garnett gets a good move with the 1st Georgia. They move up and they start working their way to make an oblique past the Pegrams, Louisiana boys. Ready to start storming the beaches.
3 of hearts.
That's the 9th Virginia back here. They move forward too. Oh yeah, baby, they move up. Confederates are slowly pushing hard on the right. It's looking pretty good across the whole line, actually. All right, so the next card.
10 of spades. That could be the Union cavalry.
The 3rd Ohio Cavalry coming onto the battlefield.
Red flag.
Just for fun, I gave the Zouave units on both sides sharp practice. So they take their 1 fire action and reload.
5 of hearts.
That's the 1st North Carolina. They've already moved down there on the far north or the far right side of the Confederate line.
And the end of the turn. Not the end of the turn, well, end of the phase. Well, whatever you call it. Tiffin.
Union had 2 flags. All they didn't move was the 10th Indiana, who kind of reformed their line. And then the 9th Indiana is going to fire. That's going to count as hard cover, though, because they're firing through trees and they're firing through a snake rail fence. Is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. 10th Indiana, 25 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. $14 hits in hard cover. Let's see what happens. Not too bad. Killing 4 guys. 2 guys on one outside group, 1 in the center, and 1 on the left. So, no chance for hitting the leader, but better than a kick in the head. All right, that ends the turn. Outstanding. A hell of a good fight. Yeah. All right, looking around the battlefield, we'll start up here on the northern side of the Union. We got Morris is, Rosecrans is pushing on the village. Rest of the Union hard in the center under the command of McClellan mostly in here. On the right flank, you've got 2 Union commanders with less troops. So we'll see if, I don't know, didn't plan that too well. You've got Schleich and Morris over here working their way through the trees with some Zouaves and Marines and cavalry. Countered off against the Confederates. They started off where the Confederates were outnumbering the Union on this side. Not anymore. They got their cavalry. 20th Virginia, 21st Virginia, kind of spanning the gap. Lee hard in the center with the 11th Virginia and the 13th Tennessee. 11th Tennessee coming up. 1st Louisiana Special Battalion straight in the center with Pegram. Garnett moving out to the right with the Georgia boys. Got their artillery here. 7th Tennessee just arriving. Virginia troops here. Got some firing through the woods now. And you get to the far right where Magruder is with the 1st North Carolina and the 3rd Virginia on the outskirts of town. So, a little bit of everything. Good fight. All right, next card coming up. All right, time to start off the next turn. Freaking pumped. Let's do this, baby. Union coming out of the gate screaming. 4 of clubs. All right, the Union artillery, if you notice, is kind of set back on this raised area. And they're getting to the point where they can't even see anything. So I'm probably going to stop them from shooting and start moving. But in the meantime, oh, that's the 15th Indiana's card. They're going to wheel and move in front of the artillery. And they're going to go with 3 moves, so the leader will be able to pull 1 shock, but 2 of the groups will both have 1 shock each at the end of this. They go 15 inches to get to there. The Union guns need to get to this ridge right here. That'll be the key for them, and then they'll be able to fire over their troops and hit stuff. But it might be fun getting up there. We got a Confederate flag. 7 of clubs. That's the 7th Indiana. Their regimental colonel pulls a shock off that unit, lowering down to 6. So they got 6, 7, and 2, and they've got 3 casualties across the board. They're going to fire straight ahead and hit those 2 groups. One of which is the Louisiana Tigers. The other one is the 13th Tennessee, I believe. But let's see how many shots they get with a level 2 leader and all the shock they got. Oh, it is their first fire. They will present and be unloaded afterwards. Down to 15 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s in the open. They punt a little bit, a little less under the average, and they get 6 hits. Each group gets 1 hit. Thank you. 2 kills and 3 shock. No leaders are affected by that. They were on outside groups. Oops, sorry. Another red flag. They're going to use them both in sharp practice. Wheats Tigers. Reload. All right, next card. 4 diamonds. Sorry, doing some housekeeping here, getting organized. All right, 37th Virginia. They just took that fire from the boys on the hill. They're going to return fire. They're only going to get soft cover because they don't have to pay for the fence penalty there because they're closer to it. They are going to pull 1 shock before they start shooting. Well, they don't even have shock. My bust. They're not going to do a dang thing. They're just going to present and fire and be unloaded. 21 shots presented, first fire. Long range, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. They hose that up. In soft cover, only 7 hits. Wow, that's terrible. Well, the guys that did hit are straight killers. They kill 5 of those guys. Chance the leaders hit in the center here on a 1 and a 6. Nope. 9th Indiana just takes 5 straight up deads. 6 of hearts. That's the 21st Virginia. They're going to get online next to Robert E. Lee. General Lee's looking pretty. He's got 3 regiments all in range for his commands. Oh yeah, next time he shoots, he can really bring it. Feel sorry for you, sucker. 4 spades. That's the 14th Indiana. They're going to move up and try to support the 9th Indiana. Not the most enthusiastic move, but there they are. All right. 8 of clubs. Union doing good. That's the 13th Indiana. They're going to move up behind McClellan, try to support him. All right, Union's got a good support line. They can move. McClellan can now command that entire formation. He can probably command a lot of that stuff. If you could pull him in and get a nice little firing line of like 8 regiments. 10 of hearts. That's got to be. We're into the cavalry artillery zone. It's Charlie Company of Lee's Battery. They're going to double reload. 5 of spades. 17th Ohio. All right, they're light infantry. I'm going to take their free move to move forward, which I've kind of neglected, and then they're going to present and fire. And after all of that thinking, I totally forgot they're under the command of General Morris, so they're not going to do anything. I'm glad I remembered. I forgot. I've been playing light infantry correct. They get like a +1 to shoot. They have sharp practice. So both sides have 1 light infantry unit. I'll probably do something for both Marine units too, so they can brawl like you wouldn't believe.
Two of spades. Let's see who that is.
That's good old Rosecrans. Woo! So he's got a light infantry unit too. All right, they're gonna move forward. They're gonna fire, and then he's gonna command these guys to move forward. Well, he's gonna run them and see how far they can get. They'll be slowed down by the fence if they reach it. The 6th Indiana's able to clear the fence, get into the town proper. They're able to. Rosecrans had one shock left over to pull, or one command to pull one of the shock. So you've got one on each outside group. The Zouaves use their free move to get to the edge of the fence. Now they're going to fire straight ahead, hitting both of those groups. Some of those groups are going to be in pretty good cover. Well, all of them are going to be in hard cover because they've got the fence. So we'll see how that goes. And this will be first fire, presented, and they'll be unloaded, +1 for light infantry. At long range, hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. 27 shots from the 8th Indiana. Those boys are underperforming in hard cover. 11 hits, spread over 6 groups. 1 kill, 3 shock, spread over those groups. They're not too phased by that. Ooh, 3 of hearts. 9th Virginia is going to move up next to their comrades at arms from the 37th Virginia. Oh, they squeeze in nicely there. All right. Almost a continuous firing line for the Confederates across the right-hand side of their battle line. Oh, another red flag. Ooh, another one. Do I sharp practice? I'll let it ride. I think both my Zouave units are both loaded right now. We'll get them. Oh, Robert E. Lee, you kidding me? All right, Wildman Robert E. Lee is going to command his entire formation to present and fire straight ahead. All 3 regiments, the 21st, the 11th Virginia, and the 13th Tennessee. Yeah, they're going to hit those 3 regiments. And he's also going to pay the 2 cards to get a crashing volley out of this. Doubling shock. And he's going to pull. What's he going to pull? I'll pull this shock down here because they'll get down to 1. And they won't lose any shooting. I'm not going to have enough dice for this, but it might not be a bad idea because the 21st Virginia also has a first fire. So they'll be a little less than everybody else. Devastating musketry coming out of 3 regiments across the line. Holy cow. Union, can they withstand this kind of firepower? Oh crap, I started adding up all these shots, but I forgot these guys are... I can actually add these 2 together because these guys have first fire, presented. These guys have presented but light infantry. So I'll add these 2 together. It's going to be 50 shots from these 2 regiments as they fire straight ahead into those 2 regiments. Wow. And oh, that's ugly. Hitting on 3, 4, 5s. No, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. "28 hits. These 2 Zouave groups on the end will both get light cover from those trees, but everybody else is in the open. 5 dead, 22 shock across the line there. Horrible. We got 5 here, 4 here, 9 here, 6 here, 0, 4. Couple dudes picked off, no leaders anywhere. Horrible. That unit will be falling back 2 inches on the right. We'll get a bad thing for that, but let's go ahead and knock out these guys firing. They'll actually clip 2 groups here and these 3. Presented is about it for this one. They'll be hitting on 5s and 6s. 19 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. 7 hits on 5 groups in the open. They cause 12 shock across these 5 groups. We got 6 shock here, 8 shock here, 3 shocks here, 2 shock here, 3 shock here. These guys have 8 shocks with 7 guys, so they're going to fall back an inch. These guys have 9 shock with 7 guys, so they're going to fall back 2 inches. So the Union has 2 falling back bad things. Which doesn't bother them in the slightest. Strong work, Union. Command is control holding up. All right, great crashing volley by Robert E. Lee into the Union lines. They buckle, they bend, but do not break. Oh no! And that is it. No cards, no nada, no nothing. Robert E. Lee outfoxes them. We'll reshuffle the deck. All right, getting to the next turn. Starting off with the Confederates. I need a big turn. I need like a massively long turn. 7 of hearts. 7 Tennessee. They're going to move flat out. They're going to try to get themselves to about here and then join up with these 2 other regiments under Pegram. Form another mega regiment. He was able to knock out a 16-inch move. Took 3 shock, was able to pull 1 because he's a level 2 leader, so now he's got 1 on each outside group. Uh-oh. Is that Robert E. Lee again? Oh no. He wants to keep the pressure on. He can feel the victory's close, so he's going to not present this time. Reload, fire, be unloaded again with all 3 regiments. That costs him 3 commands. Got 1 left over to pull 1 shock. I'm going to keep it a little more simple this time. I'm going to go from left to right. 21st Virginia, they have 25 shots. Hitting on 5s and 6s. They're going to be rocking into 4 groups up there. But the groups on the left are going to get some cover from the trees. 10 hits into 5 groups. That's easy, 2 per group. Does 5 shock and a kill. This group got a shock and a kill, taking them a 10 shock with 6 guys. They fall back another 4 inches. I will take a bad thing for that. Nobody cares. They absolutely love it. All right, next up, light infantry for Robert E. Lee. Firing straight ahead, hitting this group. Those guys are out of the business now, and probably catch this one group on the end here. So 4 groups for the light infantry. All right, 25 hitting on 5s and 6s from these guys. I think they should have all hit on 6s over here. I think I screwed that up. Sorry about that. I owe the Union one. I'll give him a favor later on in the turn. All right, 7 hits on 4 groups. Let's see what happens to these guys. All in the open. They just do 4 shock. These guys are up to 4. They stayed at 2. They're up to 7. They're up to 6. Last regiment firing forward. They're going to get those 5 groups. They're going to be hitting on 6s. 21 shots hitting those 5 groups up there. 5 hits on 5 groups. Each group takes 1 hit. They fall back another inch, or 2 inches, sorry. They go up to 9 shock with 7 guys. It's another bad thing for the Union. They drop down to a force morale of 16. The Union on the right's having some issues. All right, they need a card here to get it back. They need about 20 cards. Well, that's a flag. They can probably pull some extra shock with that. That could be cool. 4 of clubs, that'll help. 15th Indiana, their regimental colonel is going to pull 1 shock wherever they can get an extra firepower out of. And probably take that 2 down to a 1 in the center. Present, fire, and be unloaded. They're going to clip 4 groups down there. Looking down the line, the group on the right will get the benefit of the fence. The group on the left is too far back. So we'll get some light cover from the group on the right there that's in the Zouave unit. Those three are going to take it in the open. 22 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. 11 hits. The extra hit will go on that center, the command group in the center of that regiment there. I think that's from Tennessee. I get 5 shock and 2 dead. We got 3 dead here now, 2 dead there, 1 shock, 4 shock, 5 shock, 2 shock. Uh-oh. McClellan. McClellan feels a sense of urgency here. He's gonna order these 2 regiments to both reload, and then move forward 1, and move forward 1 extra 1 and take the shock. And then he's going to have these 2 regiments just move forward 2. So we're going to have 4 regiments all moving forward 2. And these guys are going to pick up some shock. Because McClellan's going to use all 4 of his commands to move this entire, basically, brigade forward. McClellan's able to hustle those 4 regiments forward. The front 2 regiments are able to reload on the run. They each take 1 shock. He's down on level ground, getting ready to, probably distracting away from this regiment. I think I have to shift one of the Union commanders on the far right, maybe over to the artillery, and get more hustle and bustle and get them moved up, and definitely get these demolished regiments that are getting pounded by Robert E. Lee out of the way. 5 of clubs, let's see what that is. 19th Ohio is going to fall back. Try to get their act together here. Probably pull and then order them to reload and try to recombine them with these gentlemen back here. Shocked, of course, doesn't affect you moving away from the enemy. Alright, they're not quite snapped in, but they moved right back in contact with them. They're able to reload. They move 10 inches away from the enemy. They're behind the trees. Now they can spend probably several hours trying to rally around the family here. Rally around the flag, boys. 6 of diamonds. 20th Virginia going to move forward to the edge of the trees, hopefully, and then, well, they're going to roll 2 dice and take away the lowest one because they're going to go into the woods. Start moving into the trees, joining the rest of a little bit farther down Robert E. Lee's line down there. Look down the Confederate line. Mighty impressive. Union trying to get it together here. Need some serious help over here. Red flag, black flag. They got 2. We're going to spend that on the 8th Indiana down here for Rosecrans. Going to reload them. 2 of diamonds. That's a big dog. That's Magruder. He's going to spend a turn changing formation into some kind of crazy field column and then try to cross over the wall. Magruder wants to be the next Napoleon as he takes the lead of his 2 regiments in basically attack column. He thinks he's going to do some pas de charge, go after Rosecrans. All right, 8 of hearts. All right, let's see what that is. That's the 13th Tennessee. They're have already been commanded by Robert E. Lee, but their regimental commander goes ahead and pulls 2 shock. 8 of diamonds. That's the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion. Their regimental commander will pull 2 shock. 3 of spades. The 3rd Ohio from the Iron Brigade. Their colonel will pull 2 shock. These regimental commanders just nickel and diming, just doing some housekeeping, cleaning up some shock. This is where it really needs to happen over here, but we'll see if it gets there. Oh, it's a big daddy. Ace of spades. That's Morris. He's going to shift over a little bit. He's going to relieve... who's this guy? Sorry about that. sorry, Morris is gonna slide over and abandon his battalion and head for the artillery and roll 3d6. The Union plan is for Morris to take command of the artillery and get them into action, and then allow Schleich over here to snatch up what's left of this wing and, you know, consolidate it. And the artillery needs to get forward. That's the big thing.
All right, next card. Oh, more Union stuff. 8 of spades. The 9th Indiana moved with McClellan. Their regimental colonel will pull 2 shock. Oh yeah, Union doing good. General Rosecrans is going to get this unit to use their free move to wheel over the wall and kind of face this direction, and then he's going to order these guys into that attack column and then stream past the church and brawl with the Confederates in town. All right, there they are, and now the 6th Indiana is out of Rosecrans's reach, so they'll next turn or next whatever, they can phase, they can start going on their own. Second flag for the Union. Flag for the, sorry, that was for the Confederates before, that was for the Union now. Now this card is, oh, I was going to get a random event finally. 7 of spades. 6th Indiana, their regimental colonel pulls 2 shock. All right, I got 3 flags for the Confederates. 3 of diamonds. That was the colonel of the 11th Virginia under command of Robert E. Lee. Their guy goes ahead. He pulls ahead and pulls one of the shock they had. 6 of hearts. That's the 21st Virginia that was commanded by General Lee. They have no shock. Their colonel doesn't do anything. I want to wait. I might interrupt. 2 of hearts. That's General Garnett. He is going to shift this regiment around, shift this regiment around, and fire this, present and fire, and be double and loaded here. Right, he gets his 2 regiments into kind of a heavy column thing. Moving forward, and then he also, these guys are going to fire after being presented. I'm going to shoot straight ahead at those gentlemen right there. I'm going to go through to the regiment behind them too if it gets any hits, so it'll be on 6. Boom. These cannonballs will be hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Good luck, gentlemen. 10 hits in the open. Here we go, baby. Alright, 3 dead and 6 shock from that cannonball blast. McClellan takes the majority of it with the 3rd Ohio, but some does leach through here, causing a dead and 2 shock back here. 3 of hearts. 9th Virginia is going to present and fire with their first fire and be unloaded, firing across at those Zouaves that just crossed over the wall. They're going to get light cover, and that unit on the left is going to get hard cover from the wall. We're into that effective fire zone right at 24 inches. So, ouch. 3, 4, 5s, and 6s, 25 shots. Great shooting, 19 hits. This group will be light cover, heavy cover. The heavy cover helped the most. They have 2 shock, 2 dead, 7 shock. Group in the center got the worst with 4 shock. Group on the outside got 2 shock. And the guys hugging the stone fence like geniuses only got 1 shock and no dead. 9 of clubs. Unfortunately, these guys are now under the command of, not unfortunately, but for this turn, they could have reloaded or fired. But now, Morris has taken command of the artillery. Queen of diamonds. Oh, that's 5. Oh, 2, 3, 4. Oh, one more and I could do a rebel yell and a reroll. I'm going to do that. 7 of clubs. Commander from the 7th Indiana pulls 2 shock from this group. They don't have to do the retreat again, so that's good. They're stuck right there. Uh-oh. Give me a second here. Oh, yes. Alright, we're going to do a rebel yell over here with Magruder. He's going to fire a weak-ass volley from there, and then charge in with 3 activations. So the Tar Heels go charge into the street. They will engage the Indiana unit. So we got it's going to be a Hoosiers versus Tar Heels. These guys are in like some kind of attack column, so they will fire 8 shots only as they rush in. With their first fire, sure as hell won't be presented, and then they'll gauge in hand to hand. 8 shots hitting on anything but really. It's 4, 5, 6s then first fire. 6 hits spread across these 3 groups. Alright, they kill 1 guy, put 4 shock on the group, 2 up front, and then 1 in each of the groups afterwards. Let's do some hand to hand. I'm going to shake the rust off this one. Union's going to throw in a command card, just try to even the odds a little bit. Still going to be 6 dice for the Union versus 12 for the Confederates, because the Confederates have support and a level 3 leader with them. Oh, wow. Union loses 5 guys. Ouch. 9 shock. They fall back 18 inches facing away from the enemy. This group actually have more shock than guys, so they fall back another inch. And these gentlemen are pretty much smacked too. So 6th Indiana, driven from the town of Beaumont. Chance the leaders also hit on a yeah, just not a 6, the leader won't be hit. Level 2 leaders wounded. They'll get a guy back, and let's see how bad the wound is. The leader is knocked out. This goes back to 1 casualty, sorry. They got a guy back. And yeah, ouch. So we'll get an obliged to withdrawal. Formation broken by fisticuffs and a level 2 leader wounded. Bad things roll. So pretty good rolls. They only lose 2 force morale and go down to 14. Not bad. Good little hand-to-hand fight. Next turn time. 9 of spades. Here we go. That's the 3rd Ohio. They're going to move at the gallop. And I was thinking gallop, but I'm going to move it to canter. Otherwise, they're going straight ahead for crashing their own troops. I got to adjust where my cards are now. They're going cruising through where I'm supposed to be. Where I'm figuring everything out. I'll move down here to the left a little bit. A mess. 6 of spades. 8th Indiana Regimental Commander down here under the command of Rosecrans. He goes ahead and pulls 2 shock, 1 off this one and 1 off this one. Oh man, we're getting some serious Union action here. 5 of spades. Right, the 17th Ohio, and if you hear like a house party in the background, my 2 oldest daughters are home from college, so it's what happens, man. They just take over my house and all my stereo, all my music stuff upstairs. But that's cool. I'm glad to have them home. All right, back to the battle. 17th Ohio, it's got all kinds of shock. Their regimental commander pulled 1 shock off this group down here. They're going to fire their first fire straight ahead into that group. That's going to be light cover. Actually be heavy cover on the group on the right because of the trees and the fence. And we'll see how many shots they can throw out with all the shock they have. We're going to chuck out 17 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, presented first fire. Let me see, this might actually be better than that. Let me check the range. No, they are 1 inch outside of effective range. They're at 25 inches. So, cool. And I owed the Union a +1 anyway, so, because I screwed up earlier for Robert E. Lee. So these guys will be hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s with 19 shots. 11 hits spread over 3 groups. They're going to put the least amount of hits, the 3-hit group, onto the guys in hard cover. They caused 3 shock and a dead on the 21st Virginia. No chance an officer's hit with that barrage. All right, Union flag. 9 of diamonds. That's got to be some cavalry or something. B Company for the artillery. They're going to reload. Sweet. Second flag. Let me check the... oh yeah, they're going to sharp practice that unit that just fired. 17th Ohio goes ahead and reloads. All right, 6 of clubs. 10th Indiana's going to pull 2 shock, take this unit on the left down from 6 to 4. 2 of clubs. I think that's Schleich. Let me check. Schleich is going to move these 2 units closer together, take command of both of them, and move them forward if possible. Alright, gets them both into command range. He pulled a shock off that far unit down there. They barely moved the Zouaves because of... actually, they would have got an extra dice for being light infantry too. But yeah, I think I had to get them on a flat surface anyway, so they got a little bit more of a smudge than I should have, because I should have actually taken more off than I should have, because I didn't know they had a ton of shock. I missed that up a little bit. But the extra die would have got them to that point anyway. 5 of diamonds. It's a good turn. I like the length of this one. It's the 37th Virginia. They reload and present. 7th diamonds. Holy cow, that's the 11th Tennessee. They're way in the back here. Their cards only come out once this game. They got to take advantage of where they're at. They're going to go 3 and try to catch up and join with Pegram. They're able to get in range of Pegram's command radius. The regimental colonel is able to take 1 shock away after moving them that far. So the 2 outside groups get 1 shock each. 4 of diamonds action. It's the 1st Georgia. They're under Garnett's command. They've got nothing to do. 4 of hearts. That's the Confederate Marines. They're under the command of Magruder, but they do have 2 shocks, so they'll pull those both off. 4 of spades back to the Union. It's the 14th Indiana. It's like the 1 Union regiment doesn't have any shocks, so they'll just chill. 8 of clubs. Oh, that's the 13th Indiana next to the 14th Indiana. They do have 2 shocks, so they'll pull both of those. That regimental colonel doing his job. Whoa, and that is the turn. That was a good turn. All right. Do a little circle around the world. Got Confederate cavalry did not move. A Union cavalry moved up. These gentlemen are coming through the woods here a little bit. They're moving forward. So are the Confederates. This cannon hasn't fired in a while. Robert E. Lee's mega triple regiment threat is doing good. Pegram now has 2 with the Louisiana Special Battalion, and 11th Tennessee has finally decided to join us. Garnett has moved forward with the 7th Tennessee and the 1st Georgia. These guys are independent units. 37th Virginia and 9th Virginia, I'm working together. They've been putting some good fire down. They're going to have to face off down the center here. We've got the charge happen. That was amazing with Magruder into town, sweeping the 6th Indiana from out of town. This I went to Starbucks. I sold out to capitalism. Sorry about that. Rosecrans getting nervous with the 8th Indiana. He's now that his other regiment has kind of collapsed to his left, trying to create something here. You've got General McClellan moving forward with 4 regiments under his command. 2 Ohio regiments and 2 Indiana regiments. This disaster in the center has been the focal point. A lot of the Confederate hate. There's just tons of shock in here, almost a ridiculous amount. We've got Morris has now moved back. Got to get the Union guns activated. Have to clear this trash out of the way. Yeah, and yeah, it's just a mess over here. It's really going to be Schleich here in the woods, trying to keep it together.
And that's it. Start pulling cards and do some shuffling, and we'll get another one going. Quick check on force morale. Union's still at 14, and the Confederacy has not lost a dime yet. They're still at 20. It's a bit of a bummer for the Union. 19th Ohio. Regimental Colonel's able to pull 2 shock. These guys have 8 shock with 6 guys having to fall back 2 inches. The rest of the broken down regiment is okay. They don't fall back at all. But we will unfortunately get a bad thing for a group obliged to withdraw. Unfortunately, dropping down to lucky 13 as they lose 1 more on the force morale. Okay. Let's hope it's another broken regiment. 7 of clubs, or 7 of clubs, you're right. That's the much maligned 7th Indiana. Their regimental colonel pull, they have 7 shock on this group and 7 shock on this group. No retreating anymore, which is good. He'll use both his commands to get them to 6. That is a Union flag. It's all Union so far. 7 of spades. It's a 6th Indian. Oh, we gotta see if this guy wakes up first, or otherwise it's gonna be. All right. I think he gets up on a 4, 5, or a 6. No, just a 5 or a 6. He gets up. I'm pretty sure the unit, they have to run backwards away from the enemy. They kind of don't reform, but they kind of, I guess I'll separate them a little bit. They kind of turn back to face the enemy. These guys don't have any issues. These gentlemen had to withdraw another inch with their knocked out leader. Actually, 2 inches. So that'll be another bad thing for the Union, which kind of sucks. Can't really get a little bit of glare off because of all my lights, but this was my nephew got this for me for Christmas. It's part of the Battle of Chattanooga, where Longstreet attacks one of the forts in 1863 and gets his butt kicked. I think he loses like 800 guys, and the Union loses like 12 or 17. So yeah, anytime they did these attacks against fortifications, it usually never went well. Just nickel and dime in the Union, getting a little bit discouraged. They dropped down to 12. I'm picking all the good cards for the Union here. Oh, but that's a really good one. That could, it's not Big Daddy, but it's close. That is Morris. He's got to get these guns going. Okay, here we go. Reloading is not important as moving right now. Hopefully they'll get like 4 cards and he can shoot. He's gonna go. They're gonna go buck wild and take some shock and go forward 3 moves. And Morris had enough command gusto to pull the shock they got for moving forward. Outstanding. So that's them. Get the Union guns back online. They're at the edge of a hill, so now they can fire. Yeah, that's a drop off right. There's a drop off right there. So that's good. I should have moved them forward earlier in the game, but now we're. That's all right. They're good now. All right. Now the Rebels waking up with a 7 of diamonds. 11 Tennessee's now connected to Pegram, but they go ahead and pull the 2 shock they had. 4 of spades. It's the 14th Indiana under McClellan's command with no shocks. They'll do nothing. I'm getting a lot of Union cards. They're just not getting a lot of positive traction here. 5 of hearts. 4 heels down here. Oh yeah, I forgot they were unloaded after their hand-to-hand after the rebel yell. They had 1 shock. They'll pull it and I'll put an unload on that. Yeah, he can't order reload because they're under Magruder's command. Uh-oh, Ace of Hearts. He is going to reload and present across the line with his triple formation. He's a level 4 leader, so he had an extra command, so he pulled a shock. That group moves from 4 down to 3 shock. Now, 2nd Union flag. Practice the 8th Indiana, and they're going to present and be ready if the Confederates decide to rebel yell out of there and charge them again. Rebel flag. 2nd rebel flag. Oh, that was 3 in a row. Hey, you got our first random event.
We haven't had any shooting. Nobody's moved. I don't know what you do then, because I'm not gonna not do it. I guess it wasn't. They didn't. Hang on a second. They didn't fire, but they reloaded. I guess that could be a firing event because they could have malfunctioned. Let's go ahead and let's do it for the 8th Indiana down here. Do a firing random event. Oh, sweet. Charge them to hell. They go forward 2d6 inches. Let's see what happens. All right, they move forward 7 inches. Since it was kind of a sketch move, I wasn't entirely sure that should have been right. I'm gonna let them keep their presented. Usually you would lose that when you move. All right, there they are. 6 of diamonds. All right, 20th Virginia are going to get involved. They're under independent command of their regimental colonel. They've got a unit of Marines ahead of them. Definitely going to be in light cover because of the woods. Everyone's in the woods. So they're going to fire, be their first fire. I think this will be at effective range. The range looks pretty good. Yeah, presented, first fire, going to be unloaded. 25 shots, hitting on something good. 1 second. All right, got some typical, you don't see a lot of Civil War where these guys were in the woods all the time, just firing on each other. They'll get light cover for this. 25 shots, hitting on anything but 1s and 2s. Screw it, we're going to spend 2 dice and fire a crashing volley, doubling shock. 18 hits in light cover, doubling shock. These crashing volleys and flank shooting and rear shooting, you kind of don't want to get kills, but oh well. 10 shock, 4 kills, 2 shock in the center, chance for a leader hit on a 1 and 6. 2 dead. 2 dead on the left group, which is where Schleich is, so he could end up getting hit 2 on a 1 and 6. So 2 chances of leader getting hit. Leaders are good. Shock is applied, and the casualties are taken. All right, 9 of diamonds. That's B Company over here. They're going to fire over the top right into those Union line troops. Oh, see McClellan's right there too. All right, so presented, double unloaded, hitting 6 groups. I can check the range. Effective range in the open, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, 16 shots. They kind of choke and only get 6 hits, 1 for each group. Well, Union dodged a bullet there. Nothing to write home about with 2 shock and a dead. Oh. 8 of spades. 9th Indiana under McClellan's command. They go ahead and pull the 1 shock they had. Red flag. 6 of clubs. Union getting the best of it this turn. 10th Indiana. They're not anybody's command. They're just a disaster. But they're going to pull 2 shock. All right, more Union stuff. 3 of clubs. 6th Ohio is the Marines down here. They're going to pull 2 shock off their center group, lower them down to 2. All right, 9 of clubs. Dang it, I was hoping I could get, what's his name, Morris separated from these guys before the artillery came up. They can't do anything right now. That sucks. All right. I want to move Morris over to take command of some of those, the center of all that infantry regiments that are destroyed. Now the artillery's in place. Try to get those guys back together again. Union flag. 3 of hearts for the Confederates. 9th of Virginia is on a reload and present to match the 37th Virginia. 4 of diamonds. All sweet. That's the 37th Virginia. They're already presented. They're going to go ahead and unload into those Union troops ahead of them. They're close enough to clip 1 group on the left over there. All sweet. That's the 37th Virginia. They're already presented. They're going to go ahead and unload into those Union troops ahead of them. They're close enough to clip one group on the left over there. Going to fire and unloaded, fire and then become unloaded. They're 22 shots. That's good range. That's effective range. Those guys are going to get light cover because they're in the trees. That group over here on the left is not going to get any cover at all. 11 hits on 4 groups. 3 of them are in. These 3 are in light cover. They're not a cover. Five shock and 2 dead on those Union troops. Still somewhat combat effective. Ooh, a second Union flag there. I'm gonna keep it. Maybe I'll get a crashing volley out of this. Union needs a game changer. 5 of spades. 17th Ohio will pull 2 shock off that left group, taking down the 5 shock. 6 of hearts action. 21st Virginia will pull 2 shock. Ooh, it could be a big daddy. Maybe, I'm not sure. 3 of spades. The 3rd Ohio, they'll take 2 shock off that center group and go down to 1. Oh, that ends the turn. That sucks. I could have sharp practiced something. Let me see who's left. Union has 2 left. Screw it. They're going to charge their cavalry. It's a straight line to those guys. See how far they can get. Oh, they charge forward 20 inches. They're just short. Confederates, screw it. For their 1 card, they're going to charge the cavalry into then have a melee. Oh, they take care of business. Let's see how this goes. No supports, just chop, chop, chopping. It's just classic 8 dice on 8 dice, straight up. Let's see who chokes. Union brings it, killing 4 of the Confederate cavalry, putting 3 shock on them. Confederates are only able to kill 1 of the Union guys and put 1 shock on them. They're going to lose by 3. Well, they fall back 12 inches, go in the wrong direction. They got their butts kicked. Now they got a chance that both leaders got a chance. The Union has a 1 and 6. The Confederate guys got a 4 and 6. All right, Confederate level 2 leader hit. Let's see what happens to him. Drop down to 3 dead, 3 shock, with their level 2 leader getting knocked down to a level 1 leader. Takes his first wound. We'll get a bad thing for a level 2 leader wounded, defeated in hand-to-hand, and I think the formation's together. They just get the withdrawal one. They get a -2 and go down to 18. This card, they're going to activate Morris. He's going to order these 2 guys to double reload, and he's going to move his butt over into this formation. And pull 2 shock. These guys are a train wreck. All right, so Union cavalry prevails over there. Not a lot of shooting that turn, a lot of housekeeping. A lot of units getting pulling shock and reloading, and had some shooting down here at this end. And that's about it. All right. It's big, it's bulky. It's fun though. It's just it's very bulky trying to use skirmish rules on a mass combat game, but it's kind of working. It's just going to take a little bit of time to resolve. All right, here we go. 9 of spades. Oh, that's the cavalry. They're going to try to canter and charge into the unloaded Confederate infantry. Not very Civil War-like cavalry action, but who cares? Let's do this, baby. I think I screwed up before in the cavalry. I mean, in the group is 66.
So the non-impact cavalry gets 76. These guys have got 3 groups, so that sucks. So Confederates are going to have a lot of dice. They're going to lose 6 because of all 3 groups are unloaded. So let's see what happens here. This could be exciting. Oh gosh, Confederates lose 2 dead guys, no shock. The Union guys lose 4 dead, 2 shock. So the Confederates are going to win by 2. See what happens here. Also, there's a 1 in 4 chance the level 2 leader with the Union cavalry is hit. It takes some more shock. They're thrown back 9 inches facing the enemy, and let's see if their leader's hit on a 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, he's hit. If you go back and look at the dice rolling, the Confederates tried really hard to lose that one. They rolled all the 1s and 2s. Oh, their leader's killed. So we got a unit pushed back, defeated in hand-to-hand, and we got a level 2 leader killed. They use 2 more and go down to 10. All right, that was the first card. Holy cow. I got this guy on the wrong side. Flip him over. 9 of diamonds. That's B Company. They're going to go ahead and reload. The old 8 of clubs. 13th Indiana. They've got 1 shock. Their leader goes ahead and gets rid of it. Oh, that's a big dog. 3 clubs. I keep forgetting. It says aces and 2s are the big clubs. 3 of clubs is the 6th Ohio. Where are they? That's the Marine unit. They're going to go ahead and pull 2 shock from this outside group, and they'll have 2 on every single group. 7 of clubs. We're all Union here. 7th Indiana. They're going to pull some shock here, get down to 4 on this group. Slowly getting themselves back into fighting shape here. Oh my gosh. It's Union City. 9 of clubs. India Company. They're going to fire 16 shots at effective range at old Robert E. Lee. They'll get this group to the left too. 12 hits, reducing cover by 1 to everyone's in the open. Union Artillery relocating, doing some good work. 2 killed, 9 shock on this Confederate firing line of Robert E. Lee. That's good stuff. See if there's any more red cards in this deck. Union flag. Oh, that's a big daddy. That's Rosecrans. Whoa, what can he do? Stand by. So if he shoots, he's only going to shoot like 1 of his groups can hit, like that back group back there, which is kind of lame. Oh, might have not the best time to have Rosecrans go. I guess I could pull a lot of shock and just stay there. It's kind of lame, but charging would be suicidal. Moving up would expose into the back of those guys. He's already shown his butt to those guys. If they go, they're going to blast him in the side. Rosecrans is kind of in a precarious position here. He does pull 3 shock, and he needs some support, basically. Are you kidding me? What a great turn for the Union. We're going to take their 1 card and activate Schliesch here. He's going to present and fire. You can only do, you can only do a leader. Or can you do a leader? Dang it. I think you can just activate a group, right? Just activate the Marines and they'll fire. With their first fire presented and be unloaded. 18 shots into light cover against those gentlemen. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Oh, I forgot my cotton balls out. Stand by. That's no fun without cotton balls. Now we're cooking with gas. 10, yeah. They hit them all. What did they get? 11 hits or something? 3 on each outside group, 4 in the center. And I don't know if that's right. Let me look. Yeah, 10 hits in light cover. 3 on each outside group and 4 in the center group with the officer. freaking kill team. These guys got Marines are all shooting freaking expert qual on this rifle range. 5 dead and 2 shock. Are you kidding me? 1 in 6 chance the leaders hit in the center group there is they get 2 dead on the outside, 2 dead on the middle, and 1 dead over here. They blow a hole in that dude's hat. He just barely dodges that one. Oh, he's still there, baby. Pretty decent team turn for the Union. Starting to swing this battle a little bit. The Rebels have been kind of docile. Cards just haven't been coming up for the last couple turns. Let's see if this changes. Let's go into the next card. Shazam! What do we got? Oh, here we go. Let's talk some smack, and here comes the 3 of diamonds. See, 11th Virginia. They're going to go ahead and regimental commander's going to pull 2 shot, go down to 1 on that left. 9 of diamonds. Oh, that's Baker Company. They're going to unload into McClellan's and the regiment behind them. They haven't done much either lately. McClellan's been, his card hasn't come up. So they're going to present and fire and be double unloaded. That'll be 16 shots of the good stuff. 11 hits split over 6 groups, so, you know, not too much. They get peppered with 5 shock and 1 dead. Nothing they can't mitigate. All right. Union flag. 6 of hearts. Confederate strikes back on this one. 1st Virginia pulls a shock. Confederate line hasn't had a chance to do much housekeeping in the last couple turns. Now they're starting to pull a couple. Units have gotten rid of some shock. 8 of hearts. 13th Tennessee, they're going to pull some shock as well. Go down to 3. Red flag. Another red flag. Ooh, thinking about it. Now, too early. We'll save it. Uh-oh. That's Big Daddy. He is going to present and fire with his front units. And then he's going to order his back units to wheel and try to support Rosecrans. These 2 units are going to fire together at those 6 units right there in front of them. They're going to be in light cover, and these 2 groups on this side are going to be in hard cover with the tree and the fence. You get 42 shots presented at effective range, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. They hit the odds exactly with 21 hits out of the 42. Nice. All right, split over 6 groups. Gross. They screwed that up. Only 5 shock split over those 3 groups. All right. Now his 2 back regiments are going to try to wheel and go that direction. The 14th Indiana got a weak move, picks up shock for all the movement and all the dice it rolled. It didn't really move that far. And then the 13th Indiana did some good screaming, and they get them shock as well as they kind of move into a refuse the flank move there. Also hitting the direction to support Rosecrans, who's in trouble. That was decent. All right. Oh, a 3rd flag for the old you-know-who's. 8 of diamonds. All right, it's the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion. They're going to go ahead and pull. They have 3 shock on this unit. They'll pull it down to 1. Oh, 4th. Ooh. Stand by. Go ahead and hold it. I'm going to keep it going. Oh, no. It's a 5th Rebel flag. If we get one more, we get a random event. Nope, 3 of clubs. Union's very skimpy on this turn, kind of the same way the Confederates were last turn. That's the 6th Ohio, the U.S. Marines. Yes, baby. They're going to, their regimental commander pulls 2 shock out here, lowering them down to 1 for each of the groups. Time for a Union comeback with 2nd flag. Hang on. They're going to save it in case they can get a crashing volley off. 6 of diamonds. It's the 20th Virginia operating independently over here. Oh, they have to reload. Okay, they're gonna reload and present, and pull one shock. They are ready for some crack-a-lackin'. Unions and their Confederates are sitting on a ton of flags. 4 of diamonds. All right, it's the 37th Virginia over here. They're gonna reload, present, and pull one shock, kind of like the 20th Virginia did. I don't know when the last time Garnett even went. He still got first fire on both of his regiments. He needs to do something. Garnett? Oh no, that's not Garnett. That is, I think that's Robert E. Lee. All right, the Lee train is gonna unload. They're gonna smoke the Union artillery and catch a group there with these 2 units. They're presented, so they're gonna fire and be unloaded. Lee has got 1 extra command, so he's gonna pull another shock. So Lee's gonna go machine gun Kelly here because I got 6 flags, right? On 5. I'm gonna spend 2 to make this a crashing volley across all 3 formations. They're gonna fire, and if they get another flag, they're gonna fire again. Just gonna reload and fire without presenting. 11th Virginia is also gonna take their free move and move forward as far as they can. Hopefully get to the fence line. So he gets up against the wall there, just to make it a little bit easier on himself. All right, 41 shots presented. They're gonna be, yeah, it's not good because they're over. I think they're over the range. Hang on. One of the different colors here because these guys are at effective range. These guys are not. All right, the hits on these 4 groups is in the open. Artillery, can they take it? That's the big question. 5 dead, 24 shock, spread over 4 groups. These guys are both broken. They have to do their route move after this, so they're gonna leave the board. So that's gonna be some horrific things. Artillery's got a dead guy, 2 dead guys in this artillery. They both have 6 shock with 9 guys. So they're beat down a little bit. No, less than that now. They have like 7 and they have 8. So getting close to busting. But ouch. So we've got 2 units routing off the board, push back, level 2 leader leaving the board. Not so good for the 7th Indianas. They get hammered. They drop to a 3, a -7 shift. They lose 2 flags for the deck. Look at this unit firing a crashing volley at these Zouaves. 24 shots, hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s because they were presented at effective range, doubling shock. 11 hits in light cover. Let's see how they do, doubling shock. 17th Ohio gets blasted. These guys go to 9 shock with 2 dead. They've got 3 dead and 3 shock, and these guys have 9 shock with 2 dead. 2 obliged to withdrawals, so that'd be 2 bad things. Drop to a force morale of 2 and lose another flag. And that ends the volley of Robert E. Lee. Wow, devastating. Took out the good chunk of the center, and center right there gets hammered. Another Confederate card to add insult to injury, 9 of hearts. We'll turn around the 14th Virginia. They've done their part for king and country. They're just going to sit up on the ridge line, just kind of watch the Union retreat, and then go chase people down and steal their supplies, steal their booze. It's going to take a mega comeback for McClellan to pull out of this disaster. We'll see what he does. All right, next up. Oh, that's not going to help. Ace of diamonds. That's your boy Pegram. All right. They're going to use their free move to move forward. They're going to present and fire. He's going to order this second unit to basically run to the right to get behind these guys. They'll not shoot the 11th Tennessee. He'll save them for the next battle. And Pegram will
pull a shock off this unit. We're going to fire straight ahead at what's left of that disaster up there. Let's see what the 11th Tennessee can do, kind of wheeling to this behind them. Now the 1st Louisiana Special Battalion presented first fire, light infantry +1 at effective range at those poor buggers up there. 17 hits on this group. And these 2 outside groups, these lucky guys get shielded by their buddies getting sliced and diced. Poor Morris is right in the middle. They cause 5 dead, 7 shock. This unit falls back. This unit stays able to hold the line with 2 dead and 6 shock. The center group falls back. And there's a chance that Morris is hit on a 1 and 6. They now, so they got 5 guys and 6 shock or something like that. Actually, they don't fall back because Morris counts as a guy. I forgot. So they sit right there because they have 6 guys and 6 shock. Bad thing for these gentlemen falling back. That's it. No effect. Union in trouble. They need some therapy on site. 9 of clubs. I Company. They reload. You got much going on there. All right, 3rd. I think they have 1 more flag in the deck. So if they can get 1 more, they can shoot McClellan again at least. Oh no. Here's 4. They're going to shoot Robert E. Lee again. They're just going to reload and fire this time. No presented. It's going to get too complicated, so we're going to, because there's 3 different ranges and light infantry involved, so it's a mess. Start off with the 11th Virginia. 21 shots at effective range. Basically, just the 2 artillery sections, that's it. 2 groups can take it all. With light infantry, they're hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. 8 hits on the 2 artillery sections. So both guns now have 7 guys with 8 shock. So they're gonna, basically the gun crews are gonna abandon their cannons and run. So that's 2 bad things. There's no way people are going to pick up their cannons and take off with them. Oh, they're getting shot. They're just going to boogie. And that's basically a -2 force morale, dropping the Union to 0 and ending the battle. So yeah, it was cool. I mean, it could have been more. It was really long. I mean, this went over days for me. Of course, to spread it out because all the stuff everybody does for Christmas and stuff. So I think this took about a week to play, maybe a little longer. I think I started on my dang birthday. And it was just a little fun thing to do in between everything was going on with the holiday season. So it was something I had to do. Someone recommended it. Just sounded awesome. I haven't played sharp practice in a while. I definitely think it works better just sticking to the overall rules. This was a blast, though. I think it really could have gone on for. If I could have done force morale a little different, maybe divided up over the commanders. There's a lot of things I could have done differently, but it was just wanted to get out here, play a game, try out the large sharp practice rules that somebody recommended, and it ended up being a pretty good game. I mean, you got Confederates pushing on this side, Union moving to reinforce that side, just getting paper thin in the back. You still got tons of Confederate slamming into this, where McClellan almost stands alone, trying to support Rosecrans while holding off, a huge force. Everything in the center for the Union is just crushed. And then the right going the same way, starting to break, starting to fall apart. I mean, Union wasn't as hard pressed on the left. Their cavalry had actually done decently until their officer got killed.
But I think the Confederates would have held down there and just would have just continued to work the center, and then this would have just been the end, because yeah, this was totally destroyed. This artillery would have been abandoned. These, I don't even know how many, if there are 4 regiments here, they're completely combat ineffective. So Robert E. Lee could have come right through the center, splitting them in half. And you have, just got a holding force here to box those guys up, and then you rotate into McClellan's right, and then you still got 2 regiments in town that could have kept them busy over here while you systematically destroy them, and you still have both your artillery blasting them the whole time. So, and you could have sent your cavalry around to cut them off. So, yeah, definitely the rules seem to work. Just it's feels a little different doing a huge game, and sharp practice is an awesome system. Many thanks to Too Fat Lardies. Many thanks to, I can't remember even who suggested doing this, but that was a really great idea. Something I wanted to do for a whole year or so, and then of course getting back to sharp practice is fantastic. So I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas. I am gonna get into, I'm already well into it, but I'm in the process of converting some of my medieval and fantasy troops into armies for Midgard. Is it Forgotten Battles or something like that? I'm looking forward to that a lot. That rule system looks awesome. Another Too Fat Lardies game. That the gentleman that made worked for. You guys know more about him than I do. I just I was about to act like I knew something, but yeah, I think he made the Middle Earth game for Games Workshop. So obviously a skilled game creator, and the system seems to work fantastically well. I've been watching games on several people's channels. Medieval Wargamer, Dom played a game, of course all the games on Too Fat Lardies. I think I saw 2 or 3 other games from people I'm really sorry I'm failing to mention, but I've been watching it a lot on my downtime. And yeah, well, you guys are awesome. I hope this was fun. It'll be nice to, I've enjoyed the heck out of this whole run of Civil War stuff I've been doing. This has taken up several months of time, and it's been a blast. But time to put them away for a little while and get out the swords and the longbows and the spears and the axes and lances and start chopping and hacking and slashing, which is always a blast too. So planning on playing some Oathmark and some Midgard. Both of them, the way I'm basing, should be work well with both of those systems. So I'm interested to measure my frontage to see what my spear throw length is going to be, because that's how you're basically, it's variable. You can do what they prescribe in the game book, or you can just measure the frontage of your units. So all my units are going to be the same. I think they're about 5 inches wide, whatever that ends up being. Maybe 5 or 6, I can't remember. That'll be my spear throw length, and it will go from there. All right, you guys are fantastic. Hope all is well again. Sorry this was a big kind of a ramble at the end, but boom. I'm also going to crank out a end of the year video, and yeah, and then in January we'll have the let's figure out what we're going to do for the next year, which should be an amazing year. I hope you guys are all doing well. Take care, and thank you for everything you do, and thank you for supporting my channel, and thanks for just supporting the hobby, and just, yeah, it's awesome. Bye.